You have come to this video to find out the top 10 worst states to live in 2024 in America. These states end up with the worst states to live based on several categories and subcategories. Those are crime and corrections, economy, education, healthcare, opportunity, and infrastructure. These tend to be what the most amount of people care about when determining whether they should move somewhere or not. These categories will be ranked out of 50 for the 50 states, with 1 being the best and 50th being the worst. The average is 25th, and anything 40th and up is one of the 11 worst states in the country in that category or subcategory. If a state ranks 30th to 39th, it's still worse than average and in the bottom half of states in that area. These are the worst states, so I need to warn you that this might be some doom and gloom. However, if you are considering moving, these might be the states you want to avoid. Enough of the pre-flight talk. Let's get ready for liftoff. Number 10, Michigan. The Great Lake State is the 10th worst state in the country. How do we arrive here? Crime and corrections, it's ranked 35th. Correction outcomes is ranked 47th, and public safety is 16th. So this means even though the crime and corrections doesn't get a good score, if you're not a criminal and you're not going through the jail system, you really don't have to worry about it, as public safety is crime, and that's only ranked 16th, which is well below the average, which is good in this case. The economy is ranked 36th in the country, and it gets there with its unemployment, which is terrible, at 47th out of 50, and its growth is 30th. Michigan continues with this mid-tier scoring in education with 37th in the country. Its higher education is much worse, ranked 46th. Pre-K to grade 12 is ranked 33rd. Its infrastructure is its worst scoring. In energy, it scores 40th. In internet access, 35th. And transportation is 40th. Number 9, South Carolina. The Palmetto State is the 9th worst state in America. How do we get here? Crime and corrections is 46th. Correction outcomes is 33rd, but public safety is 45th. So again, this is the opposite of Michigan. It's really not a safe place, as crime is 45th. And if you are a criminal and you end up in their correction facilities, it's not as bad at 33rd. Its education is 42nd. Higher education is 41st in the country, and pre-K through grade 12 is 40th. So either way you look at it, it doesn't matter if you have a young kid or an older kid going to college. Their education system is not the greatest. Healthcare is a 36th, which I have to admit, for this list, that is pretty good. Its healthcare quality is 33rd in the country, and public health is 39th. The last thing we're going to cover, which was bad about South Carolina, is its opportunity to residents. It's ranked 38th. Its economic opportunity is 42nd, and equality is 41st. Number 8, Oklahoma. The Sooner State is the 10th worst state in the U.S. So what's the deal? Crime and corrections is ranked 43rd, with public safety dragging it down at 42nd. The economy is 34th, which again for this list is not bad. It scores poorly in growth, which is 41st, and its business environment is 34th. Now for some really nasty rankings. The education system in Oklahoma is ranked 48th, and it gets there with its higher education being 35th, and its pre-K to grade 12 is 49th, so the second worst in the country. Healthcare is also ranked 48th, with care access 49th, healthcare 48th, and public health 44th. So basically, if you have any healthcare needs, you do not want to live in Oklahoma. Number 7, Alabama. The Cotton State, or the heart of Dixie, is the 10th worst state in the country. How do we arrive here? Its crime and corrections is ranked 40th, with correction outcomes ranked 38th, and public safety 35th. The economy is 33rd, which again is pretty good for making this list, but its business environment is ranked 40th. Its education is much worse at 44th in the country, with its higher education ranked 44th as well, and its pre-K to grade 12 ranked 43rd. So again, if you have kids that needs to go to school to get an education, you might not want to live in Alabama. Its healthcare is also ranked 44th in the US. Its access is 38, its healthcare quality is 35th, but the public health is ranked 47th, which dragged down this ranking. Please, if you are enjoying this video, subscribe now. I'm trying to build this channel up to allow me to continue making these videos. Now back to our regular scheduled program. Number 6, Arkansas. The natural state is the 6th worst state in America. How do we get here? Its crime and corrections is 49th in America. Its correction outcomes is 45th, and its public safety is 47th. So if you are a criminal or you want to avoid crime, Arkansas is not the state for you. Their education is also not great. Education is 43rd. Higher education is also 43rd. And its pre-K to grade 12 is 39th. This is another state that if you have any healthcare needs, you want to avoid. The healthcare in Arkansas is ranked 47th. Its access is 40th. Its healthcare quality 44th, and its public health is 49th. Ouch. The infrastructure is also bad, ranked 40th, where its energy is 37th. Not that bad. Its internet access, though, is 42nd in the country, and transportation is 36th. Number 5, West Virginia. The Mountain State is the 5th worst state in the US. So what's the deal? The economy is 47th. Its business environment also 47th. Employment is 48th, and growth is 42nd. So basically, if you want to work or start a business, West Virginia is not the place to move or live. You know what also is a bad thing in West Virginia? It's education. It's 47th overall, with higher education 42nd and pre-K through grade 12 at 45th. You might think those are some bad rankings, but we're just getting started. As we've said before, with other states, if you got healthcare needs, you definitely do not want to be in West Virginia. In fact, it's the worst in the country, ranked 50th for healthcare. Its quality is 49th, and its public health is 50th. Infrastructure is also bad in West Virginia. It's 49th in energy, It's 50th in internet and 50th in transportation. Those are some of the worst rankings in the country. Number 3, New Mexico. The land of enchantment is the third worst state in the country. Now, some might call it the land of entrapment, as it's got some terrible rankings too. Crime and corrections is 47th, with correction outcomes a respectable 8th. So if you're a criminal and you end up in jail or prison, you might want to do that time in New Mexico. However, if you're just a regular citizen, the public safety is 50th, which means it's dangerous out there. The economy is not much better at 44th. Its business environment and employment are both ranked 45th. Education is really bad. It's ranked the worst in the country. Now, its higher education is ranked 24th, but it's pre-K through grade 12, which is the most important because almost all kids go through pre-K to grade 12. Some people don't go to higher education. It's ranked 50th. Ouch. Opportunity is ranked 41st. Now, affordability is great. It's ranked 10th. However, its economic opportunity is ranked 46th and equality 42nd. Number 3, Mississippi. The Magnolia State is the third worst state in America. So how do we get here? The economy is 49th, with its business environment 48th, employment 49th, and growth 44th. Its education is a little bit better, but still in the top 10 worst states. It's 41st in education. Its higher education is ranked 34th, and its pre-K to grade 12 is 44th. Another state to avoid with healthcare needs. The healthcare is ranked 49th in the country, with access being 45th, quality being the worst in the country at 50th, and public healthcare ranked 46th. Its infrastructure is not much better. It's ranked 47th in infrastructure, where its energy is ranked 44th, its internet 48th, and transportation 46th. Number 2, Alaska. The land of the midnight sun is the second worst in the U.S. So what's the deal? Crime and corrections is 48th. Correction outcomes is 43rd, and public safety is 48th. So either way you look at it, it's not really a great place for crime and corrections. The economy is 46th, which is dragged down by its growth, which is 49th. The education system in Alaska is 49th, so the second worst in the country. Its higher education is 40th, which would be 11th worst in the country, and pre-K through grade 12 is ranked 47th. Infrastructure is also not great in Alaska. The infrastructure in Alaska is ranked 45th. Energy is ranked 50th, and its internet 43rd. Infrastructure is 45th, with energy being 50th and internet being 43rd. Number 1, Louisiana. The Pelican State is not only the worst state, it's bad in a lot of categories and subcategories. Now, for each one of these states, I have covered the top 4 worst categories for the state. Now, unfortunately, Louisiana has bad scores in 6 different categories. So let's get to it. Crime and corrections is the worst in the country at 50th. Its correction outcomes also the worst in the country at 50th. And its public safety is 49th. So it's not safe on the streets or in jail. Louisiana also has the worst economy in the country, where its growth is also ranked the worst in the country at 50th, and its business environment is 44th. Its education is not great either. It's ranked 46th, with higher education ranked 49th, and pre-K through grade 12 ranked 41st. Healthcare is also bad, but it's also its best score, which is 45th in the country. Its quality care is 42nd and public health is 45th. It's also really bad for infrastructure. It is only better than Alaska. It's 49th in the country. Its energy is 47th, its internet also 47th, and transportation is 48th. And not to be outdone, the opportunities for its residents scores 48th, with economic opportunity ranked 50th and equality 49th. Honorable mention to Pennsylvania, who was the 11th worst state in the US. So I hope I have convinced you against living in these states in 2024. Do you want to know which are the best states to live in 2024? I covered this in my first video. Click here to watch that video now.